and look at him go. All the way from St. Joe in 8 days.
That's something, you know, that's less than half the time they've ever done it in before. That's hard to believe.
Hard to believe it's a miracle. I tell you, this Pony Express is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened to the West. What an idea. You know, they put together the best string of thoroughbreds in the country for this job.
They're gonna need them getting over the Sierra and to Sacramento from here. Last leg of the trip and the toughest.
I don't think we have a horse in the Ponderosa this fast.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Hey, Joe!
Vision, yes, sir. A vision of this land. I saw the populous East and the great growing West tied together with a single thread. A thread of courageous young horsemen riding the wind, never leaving the saddle. An ever-changing group of horsemen whose determination and strength and courage will make the Pony Express a living reality. That was my vision, my hope, my dream. But before we can do all that, I must have pledges of your support, pledges that all other communities so far have given me. And as soon as our receipts start rolling in, and a grateful government grants us a mail subsidy...
How do we know that'll happen?
I've been trying to get him to shake loose for 10 years for my stage line. All I got so far is 6 government mules, 3 inspectors, and a tax bill.
Ludlow, you're asking us to put our money into this express company of yours. I'd like to know a little more about you before I put a nickel in it.
You want to know about Charles Ludlow, huh? You ever hear of the Erie Canal Riverboat Service? The New Orleans Clipper Lines? The Washington and Boston Packet and Mail? My father formed those companies.
Yes, gentlemen. I was privileged to make my contribution to the growth of this great land, but I consider those accomplishments to be less than nothing compared to the task I'm embarked on now, because I've long known of the crying need.
What about Winnemucca and his pirates? You think they're just gonna sit there and let you ride across their land?
Well, now, let's not start worrying about a bunch of redskins. It's my job to handle them.
Winnemucca's braves are more than just a bunch of redskins, Mr. Wade. They're about as fierce a tribe as you can find around here. I think they're to be reckoned with.
You haven't had any trouble with Winnemucca since that fight at Pyramid Lake, have you?
No. No, but he's a strange man. You never know what's going on in his mind. Oh, he might let you ride across his territory without any trouble at all.
Yeah, he could do that. But then he might just as well decide to fight.
Now, look, did we come here for advice or dollars? You heard what Mr. Ludlow said about needing your support. Now, how about it?
Thank you, Curtis. My partner, Mr. Wade, has, as always, hit the nail exactly on the head. Our most pressing need right now is money.
I'll pledge $6,000.
Thank you.
Well, by golly, if Ben Cartwright thinks that much of the deal, I'm for it, too. You can put me down for 2,000, Ludlow.
I'll go for 1,500.
Excellent. You just write down here the amount you intend to invest. Start with Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, the Cartwright trick rider, I do believe. We had a little race outside of town.
Yeah, well, you still owe me a rematch.
Well, I'd much rather you race for the Pony Express than against it. My name's Jabez Ludlow.
Good to see you.
Why don't you join us?
Well, I've been thinking about it.
Well, I think we have plenty of work for this young man to do on the Ponderosa. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Mr. Cartwright! My partner, Mr. Wade, and I would like to speak with you privately, if we may.
Fine. The boys will wait for me.
Joe, you ain't seriously thinking about joining us out there.
Well, why not? Sure, I'm seriously thinking about it. You heard what Mr. Ludlow said about it being one of the most important things ever happened in the West?
Yeah, but Joe, you're gonna risk your life.
What's my life, isn't it?
Gentlemen, I don't know what to say.
Say yes, Ben. You're the man we want. The man we need to make this a going enterprise.
I've been watching the progress of the Pony Express with a great deal of interest.
Ben, as a member of our board of directors, you'll be invaluable to us. You see, it takes men not only with vision, but men with a practical knowledge of the West to make a thing like this a going one.
What do you say, Mr. Cartwright? You want to be a part of it?
Yeah. Yes, I want to be part of it.
Woohoo! Look at him go! He's scooping up sand in his vest pocket!
Not over 25 years. Must be expert riders willing to risk death daily. Orphans preferred. I'll take 25 a month.
Our horses can't carry that much weight over the distances we have to travel. Sorry. Next. Name.
Aaron Bornstein. I weigh 130 pounds, see lightning and hear thunder.
Can you ride a horse?
Mister, I was born on a horse.
Oh, boy, you're going to get a chance to prove it.
You mean I'm hired?
Yeah, you're now Pony Express rider. Pick a bunk in the back room. Name.
Pat Hanley,
What do you weigh?
129 pounds.
That's about right.
I was born on a horse, too.
Pick a bunk in the back room.
Excuse me, friend.
Looking for a job, friend?
Yeah.
Where you from?
Right here in Virginia City. Got a ranch right outside of town.
Cartwright.
Hey, Jabez, how you doing?
Fine. You decided to join us, huh?
Yeah, you finally talked me into it.
I'm glad. It's a big job. We need riders like you.
Son, it sounds like you got the fever.
I have. You'll get it, too. I can guarantee that, mister.
Just so the paycheck comes in each month. It don't matter to me one way or the other.
I better get my place in line. I'll see you later.
Right.
What, are you gonna learn how to read? All right, it says, Neither rain nor sleet nor gloom of night will stay the courier on his way.
I guess you never heard of a horse stepping in a prairie dog hole.
All right. Pays 125 a month. That's more money than most of you have seen in your lives. Out of that, you buy your own gear and handguns.
Handguns? What about using a rifle? Like to keep Indians at a distance.
Well, that's why we give you fast, grain-fed horses. You use them for speed. Outrun them. Don't try to outfight them. And I've got one rule you better all remember. Bring yourselves and the mail in on time, or bring yourselves in dead. That's all. Be here tomorrow morning, ready to go to work.
You're Joe Cartwright, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Emmett Carver, down in Carson City.
Hi, Emmett.
Your dad and mine know each other.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard my pa mention him many times.
What do you think of that Wade? He sure liked a kid, don't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a real barrel of laughs, that's for sure.
You know, I told my dad this is going to be a real safe job. Wait till he hears about that #1 rule, on schedule or dead. That'll kill him.
Please, don't use that word. I'll see you later.
All right.
Hey, fellas, here's the schedule. Who rides and where?
Excuse me, fellas. Joe. Yeah. Don't mind Mr. Wade. He's tough, but he's fair. He'll take care of his men. How long you known him? About 3 years. Used to be an Indian fighter in the Southwest. Pop thinks he's the man to make this operation work. I'm inclined to agree with him. Well, I gotta admit, he talks tough enough. I'll see you tomorrow. Right.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Hoff.
Afraid I'd find you here. I saw your horse tied up out here. You know, we got a lot of work to do, Joe. We got to move all those cattle down from that north pasture.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to help you move him.
Joe, you didn't...
Yeah, I joined him.
Paul sure ain't gonna like that.
I know, I'm not looking forward to telling him either. Well, I guess I better get on home.
I sure don't understand you, Joseph. Why couldn't you at least have talked to me about it?
Because I was afraid you were gonna say no.
Because you were afraid I was going to say no, and could there possibly be a reason for me saying no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
but
sir. Yes, sir. With Adam gone, I need both of you here. This ranch won't run by itself.
Look, Pa, you gave money to the Pony Express. You're on the board of directors now. I just don't see why you won't let me ride for him.
Because I need you here.
Oh, now, you know that's not the reason. Look, Pa, nothing's gonna happen to me. Look, you told me how important the Pony Express was. That the biggest thing that ever happened in the West. Well, I want to be part of it. Just for a little while.
Young man, you get yourself upstairs and pack those bags of yours if you're going to report to the Pony Express in the morning. Now get off with you.
Thanks, sir. You don't look so sad. You lose about 190 pounds, I'll put a word in for you.
I lose 190 pounds, I couldn't keep a saddle on me. Paul, you know what those fellers are gonna be riding through, don't you?
Yes, I know.
Freezing blizzards, 1,500 miles of dry desert, endless mountains, not to mention a couple of thousand Indians.
Of course I know. But I tell you, if I was 25 years younger, well, you don't think I could have stopped them anyway, do you?
No, Dad, burn it, I know you could.
Get out here quick! Hurry up!
Easy.
It's Emmett's horse.
Poke, what's the arrow holding?
Scalp.
Little Joe's out there, too.
Stay here, Joe. It's safer. Don't worry, I'll outrun him.
I don't know whether you're skillful or just plain lucky.
It don't matter, Boyd, as long as I keep taking your money.
Greetings, fellow mail carriers. Wade wasn't kidding when he said we had the fastest horses in the West. They're really movers. Hey, where's Emmett? He quit?
He's dead.
Paiutes. Jumped him between here and the last station. Sent back his pony and his hair. Just so as we'd know.
We thought you was a gunner too, little Joe.
Well, I guess I had a faster horse.
I never told you boys this was going to be easy. I never promised you brass bands and cotton candy for the rest of your lives. We lost a man, sure, and we're all sorry. Are we going to let that stop us? I've been fighting Indians all my life, and I've yet to meet the feathered buzzard that could scare me out of doing anything I'd set my mind to. And I've set my mind, yes, and my heart on making the Pony Express a reality. Well, now, if any of you feel that you can't cut it, you can just roll up your gear and call it quits. That's all I've got to say.
Pa, he had a real safe job.
Little Joe, you quitting?
No, I can't quit. I got too big an investment in this company. Still only a month's pay.
Hello? Anybody here?
In here.
Rejoice, for the press has come to make you famous, Mr. Ludlow. Tully, Washington Globe. I am pleased.
Well, I'm not Ludlow. Name's Wade.
Oh?
Can I help you?
Oh, afraid not. You see, I came out here to do a story on Ludlow and his famous pony riders.
Oh, look at that.
Ludlow and Wade. Oh, then you're partners. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Wade. But I'm afraid you still can't help me. You see, back east, nobody ever heard of you. All they talk about is the great visionary, Charles Ludlow.
Well, they should. Without him, there wouldn't be any Pony Express.
Oh, yes, he's a very famous man, you know. Caught the imagination of uncounted thousands.
All right, friend. Here's your chance to meet him. This is Mr. Charles Ludlow, my partner. This is Mr. Tully of the Washington Globe.
Well, it's a real honor, Mr. Ludlow. It isn't often that I stand in the presence of greatness.
Well, now, you flatter me, Mr. Tully.
Oh, no. My editor sent me 3,000 miles just to write a story about you and the way you've built your great Pony Express.
Well, I'll certainly tell him all I know about it. Would you like some coffee?
Well, I'd rather have a drink.
Oh, I'm afraid we don't have spirits in this office, Mr. Tully.
Oh, well, in that case, coffee it is.
Charles, I'd like you to look at the bills for those new horses.
Curtis, that can wait. You know I don't care about business. Get our guests some coffee and bring me some, too. You see, Mr. Tully, this is more than just a story. This is a saga. I had a vision, a great one, a vision of this land of ours, of the populous East and the great West tied together by a single thread of riders, of courageous young...
Mr. Ludlow. I want to get this all down. But you see, I'm at the moment, I'm still a bit groggy from my trip, and I wonder if it'd be possible to arrange an interview for, say, this afternoon.
Well, well, of course, at your convenience, Mr. Tully.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. And I want you to know the whole nation, the whole world is waiting to hear your story. You're the man of the hour. Believe me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tully. I'll see you later. Curtis! Curtis, did you hear what he said about me? Oh, Curtis, we're going places. Who knows what we might do? Man of the hour, he said. Stand in the presence of greatness. For the Pony Express might be a stepping stone. A great opportunity. Think of that, my friend. A whole nation at my feet. Think of it, my friend.
I have been thinking of it, Charles. Here, drink your coffee before it gets cold.
I wish you could have known him at Carver. He was really a heck of a guy. Always laughing and joking all the time.
I know, Joe.
Joe, you ride again first thing in the morning, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I do. I better get some sleep.
Paul, you reckon you could ride into Winnemucca's camp and talk with him?
I don't know. I did sit into that peace meeting with him, Pyramid Lake.
He ain't very peaceful to nobody right now, is he?
Tobacco. In Cartwright, no forget.
It's been a long time, great chief.
Why you come on my land?
To speak of peace with an old friend. And to ask why my old friend kills the Pony Riders. They do no harm. They carry only letters, sometimes medicine. They're men of peace.
Hear me, Ben Cartwright. First, one pony rider, then wagons, then many white men, many white guns. Soon my land become your land.
But it would not happen that way. And there is a way to avoid it. By making a treaty and setting down in that treaty the number of riders that you would allow to cross your land. In that way, you could control the situation.
Treaties, easy to break by white man. I have seen many false white faces, heard many false white words. How can you speak to me of treaties?
You are a father. You have sons. Do you wish to see your sons die before their time? I am a father. I have sons. One of them is a pony rider.
Father's heart is hard to carry, but Winnemucca is not only a father, he is leader of his people. My people must survive. You tell your pony men, if they come on my land, I will kill them.
Did you get to Winnemucca?
Yeah, we saw him all right.
Yeah, where's Mr. Ludlow?
Just went down to the hotel with Mr. Wade. What did Winnemucca say? Is there any chance for a treaty?
No. Hey, Joseph. I know I haven't any right to ask you not to make your run, but as a father, I'd sure feel a whole lot better if you didn't.
Oh, you know, I can't do that. If I don't make the ride, one of the other fellows is gonna have to. I can't back out just because the going gets rough.
Look, Joe. Delay it as long as you can, anyhow. Let Paul have a chance to talk to Ludlow.
mind talking to someone.
Mr. Wade, we have no choice. We've got to reroute the Pony Express around Winnemucca's
We
territory.
can't. It's as simple as that.
Wade, what do you want anyhow? An Indian war?
It'll take us months to build those new relay stations. If we stop those riders now, we'll never get that government subsidy. And without that, we're finished. Out of business.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, no business is worth the loss of a single human life.
And no Indian is going to dictate terms to me. If we have to lock horns with them, so be it. But I say
Ben is right. We just have to cease operations till the stations are built. Oh, Curtis, why don't you calm down a little? When you're older and wiser, you
Don't you patronize me.
I didn't realize I was doing that.
You haven't realized a lot of things. You want to stop the riders. I don't. I think we better put this before the board. Let them decide.
Fine, if that's what you...
Cartwright, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be out in your run. We've got a schedule to keep.
My pa said to...
I know what your pa said. Ornstein,
Yes, sir?
you're gonna have to do Cartwright's job for him.
Yes, sir. You just stay here. I do my own riding, Mr. Wade.
And keep that schedule. What are you doing here?
Waiting for Mr. Ludlow. We were to hold that interview, you know.
Yes, I know.
You know, very few men live up to your expectations of them. But that Mr. Ludlow, everybody I talk to says, Mr. Ludlow says this, Mr. Ludlow says that.
Mr. Ludlow is a past master at saying things. Doing things is something else. I'm not telling you this. Do your story.
Well, now, Ludlow's only a story if he runs the Express. Now, if that doesn't happen to be true...
Why should I lie to you?
I can give you a lot of reasons. How about resentment, just for openers? Look, Mr. Wade, Ludlow is my story until I learn otherwise. Now, to my readers, he's the leader of this outfit, the visionary. To be quite frank, he's the dashing man on the white horse.
And what if he fell off that white horse?
Oh, now, that would be another matter. But let me caution you. You don't knock down a man like Charles Ludlow very easily.
I know that. I was going through some of Ludlow's files the other day. I ran into some very interesting reading. How's that for openers?
Looks like you're holding all the aces, Mr. Wayne.
See, gentlemen, it's quite simple. We must have a peace treaty with Winnemucca.
Oh, Ludlow, you can't make a...
Please, I have prepared just such a treaty. There's the document. And I think they'll find that quite acceptable. You see, we offer to pay for any one of our riders who crosses Winnemucca's lands.
The last time we tried to get a treaty with that old Paiute, it took almost a year. Now, why should it be any different this time?
It won't be any different. Not unless we come up with some gesture of goodwill to Winnemucca.
Cartwright, talk sense. Our only chance to survive is to obtain a government subsidy. Isn't that right, Mr. Ludlow?
Well,
Well, isn't it?
yes. But I still don't see what that has to do with this treaty. We can't go on conducting business without a treaty with the Indians.
If we have to suspend the Pony Express even for one day, if we hold up the mail, we failed.
No, I tell you to no.
I don't have to tell you, gentlemen, the financial structure of this company is shaky. If we don't get that subsidy, we're out of business.
Now, Curtis, we'll do this my way. And I insist on a treaty with you.
You insist?
I insist.
What makes you think you've got the right to insist or anything else? As soon as our friends here take a look at these papers, we'll see who they'll listen to, you or me.
What are these papers, Wade?
Creditors' reports.
Creditors' reports? What kind of creditors, Wade?
I'll tell you what kind. The men who backed and supported various and assorted companies, such as the Erie Canal Riverboat Service, New Orleans Clipper Line, Washington and Boston Packet, all of which were headed by Mr. Ludlow and all of which went broke.
That was all in the past. It's over.
Is it? Isn't your father trying to stop the operation of the Pony Express while we palaver with a bunch of redskins? You think that's the kind of man the government is going to subsidize, a quitter? He's ready to send us into bankruptcy right now, just as surely as he did these other companies.
What are you trying to pull off here, Ludlow?
Wait a minute.
Are these reports
Wait a minute.
true?
Wait a minute. Let's hear what Mr. Ludlow has to say.
I do not deny those reports.
Look, if you don't want to lose your money the same way all of Mr. Ludlow's other creditors did, I'm asking you to give me a fighting chance to keep the Pony Express in operation. Don't give in to Winnemucca. We'll fight him. We'll outrun him. We'll run him into the ground if we have to.
And how many pony riders will have to die in the process?
They volunteered. If they don't like it, they can get out.
We've got a right to protect our interests. I say we give Mr. Wade a vote of confidence.
Now, wait a minute. Let's discuss it a little further. Let's just...
All in favor, say aye.
Aye!
Opposed?
Opposed.
Board has spoken, Mr. Ludlow. You're no longer the head of this organization.
Aren't you going to do anything at all, Dad?
Son, I've already told you it's not any more my affair.
What was it all for? A pat on the back for me and another failure for you? I was hoping this was it. That once, just once in your life, you'd finish something. You'd see it through.
Son, you heard what they said to me, and there you saw what happened.
I saw you crumble and collapse before a man named Curtis Wade. I watched him take the Pony Express away from you without even a struggle. Didn't you ever really care about the Express? Or was it just another bunch of words for you to sound off with?
Son, you shouldn't speak this way to me. I've always wanted you to be proud of your father.
Proud? Of what? Of his failures? Of all his great achievements that went bust? Of watching him run out on one thing after another?
Last thing in the world I wanted was to let anybody down. Especially you.
Well, you've done something worse. You've let yourself down.
Cool him out. He's a good one. He ran 30 miles.
30 miles, did you say?
I couldn't stop the Indian well station.
How come?
Paiutes.
Paiutes?
Mr. Cartwright. Your son, little Joe. He's trapped in that station. I heard the shooting. I circled the place. Them Paiutes is having themselves a time.
How'd you know it was little Joe in there?
We were supposed to pass in the road. We didn't. Give me another horse! I'm going with him! I ain't never missed an Indian fight in my life. Mr. Wade, you really fight all those Indians back in Texas like you're telling us about? I tell you, those bugles were music to my ears.
He's gonna have to come out, young fella.
All right.
Hang on tight. No.
Oh, no.
Easy, Joe.
What do they do? I'm proud of you. You hear? I'm so proud of you.
This is according to your schedule, Mr. Wade.
No, I never wanted it to come to this.
Rick, what he was trying to do?
He's trying to get a peace treaty with Winnemucca. Pony Express was his dream, his life. Charles Ludlow left us all one thing, his dream. That dream was his legacy, the Pony Express, which is now our responsibility. We will not turn away from it. We will not flinch from this task. God willing, the Pony Express will flourish and prosper. Memorial enough for any man.
Those were good words, Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you, Mr. Wade.
And you are right. The best thing we can do for Charles Ludlow is to keep the Express going.
Going through Paiute territory?
Well, that was our decision, wasn't it?
I think we ought to reconsider that decision. Charles Ludlow tried to make a treaty and got killed.
His death was unnecessary. He should have known better than to try to deal with Winnemucca alone.
He tried to prevent the death of others. Or isn't that important to you?
The thing that's important to me, Cartwright, is to keep the Pony Express going. Now, some people get killed in the process, that's regrettable. But it's not going to stop us. I'll make this thing work. That's the least I can do for Ludlow.
For Ludlow? Or for Wade?
Morning, Mr. Cartwright. Hoss.
Morning.
Look, little Joe ought to be back any time now, shouldn't he?
Right. You aren't worried, are you?
Well, that, my buckskin friend, is what is known as a father's prerogative.
It's a wonderful day for fathers at the Pony Express. My name is Samuel Bornstein, Aaron's father.
Oh.
How are you? Fine, of course. You look wonderful.
My name is
He called you Cartwright.
Yes.
So you're little Joe's father.
That's right.
I've known you all from my son Aaron's letters. He is Herb, and he is Hokey, and you're not a rider.
No, I wish I could be, Mr. Bornstein. I'm little Joe's big brother, Hoss.
Isn't it wonderful? All over Philadelphia, they don't talk about anything else. Those boys riding all the way from St. Joseph, Missouri to the Pacific Ocean. It's a miracle.
Yeah, that's what it is, Mr. Bornstein. It's a miracle, all right.
Look, Hoke.
What'd you think of that, Mr. Bornstein? Ain't that something?
Any trouble? Yeah, big trouble. Raided Indian Wells. Don't ride till I talk to Wade.
Hold on, horse a minute, will you, Jeb?
Oh, Joe, how are you?
Fine, Hoss. Just a little bit tired.
Joe, this is Mr. Bornstein. Aaron's father came all the way from Philadelphia to see him.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I gotta get inside and talk to Wade. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is something the matter?
Oh, no, of course not. Joe's always in a hurry that way.
My boy. He should be coming in now.
Ed and Rudy are dead and the horses are gone.
We can't afford losses like that.
You mean we can't afford to lose men like Ed and Rudy?
I told you boys there was a story here.
Do you think that this will stop the Pony Express, Mr. Wade?
No, it will not. Get moving, Herb. You were due out 10 minutes ago.
But if Indian Wells is gone,
Just pace yourself and make it to the next station.
you're the boss, Mr. Wade.
Cartwright. I'm sorry about Ed and Rudy. But that mail has got to go through.
Yeah.
I'd rather like to see the departure, Mr. Wade. In England, they say that your Pony Express chaps are even better riders than the Russian Cossacks.
You've heard correctly, gentlemen. Right this way, please. Oh, come now, Wade. It can't be as bad as you look.
Oh, no? Indian Wells is the third station I've lost. We're fighting Indians on a 1,000-mile line. Sioux, Cheyenne, Crows, and now Paiutes.
But all that makes excellent copy. Curtis Wade, trailblazer, pioneer, Indian fighter. You're becoming a very important man, my friend. And who knows, with a little luck, you might become an even greater man than Charles Ludlow.
Got plenty of ammunition?
Full box.
Pay some real good, you get a long haul.
Thanks. It's my boy.
Hey, Aaron! Hey, guess who's here, Aaron?
Aaron! 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 It's me. It's Papa, Aaron. Aaron, my Papa. Oh, you don't know. I was waiting to see you. Papa, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I came to see my son, my boy. Is that a sin? No, Papa, stand back. Let me get a good look at your face. Aaron, what's wrong?
Oh, Papa, it's just a nosebleed, that's all. Remember when I was a kid, I used to have nosebleeds?
Nosebleed?
What is a tough Pony Express rider doing with nosebleeds? You should hear how they talk about Samuel Bornstein's son in Philadelphia. Mr. Cartwright, let's buy our sons a beer.
You go right ahead, Mr. Bornstein. We'll join you in a few minutes.
Oh, fine, Mr. Cartwright. Come, Aaron. Come, we'll have a beer. You loved Aaron all the time, didn't you? Oh.
What's the matter with Aaron?
I don't know, riding too many hours and too many miles, I guess. He's not the only one. Herb's in pretty bad shape, too.
That Indian Wells station being gone ain't gonna help matters much.
Wade says he's gonna send some more men out there tomorrow. I don't know where he's gonna get them. Pirates have raided it twice. They're sure gonna raid it again. They're asking a man to ride into Winnemucca's tent.
One thing doesn't change. Philadelphia, Virginia City, beer is beer. Hey, young man. Are you sure you're old enough to be in a saloon?
Well, I guess if I'm old enough to ride the Pony Express, I'm old enough to have a beer in a saloon.
Come on, now tell the truth. The only time you ever used a razor was to cut out pictures from the Police Gazette, ain't that right?
Aaron, how long since you know this little boy?
Well, he's a pretty new man, Papa. He replaced Emmett Carver.
Emmett? Isn't he the one who always made the jokes?
Uh-huh.
Well, what happened? Did he quit?
Well, Papa, yes, he quit.
Quit? I thought you told me he was killed by the Paiute.
Aaron, this cough, what's wrong?
It's the dust, Papa. That's what does it. It'll go away. It'll be all right, little Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably just the dust, Mr. Bornstein. I wouldn't worry about it.
3 more beers for our friends.
Company's here.
Oh, looks like you're having a little celebration. What's the occasion?
We're just having a friendly little beer. Wouldn't you join us?
These riders carry the mail. It's a dangerous job. They have to be sober to do it.
Well, listen, what about that beer, huh? How about a toast?
L'chaim.
Means to health.
Yeah, to health.
Wait. What do you want?
I want a job. A job? You're gonna need a man out at that Indian Wells station, and I'm putting in for it.
Now, Indian Wells is the roughest station we have on the whole western route.
I know. But I got a little brother and a lot of friends that are riding through that Winnemucca country. Least I can do is be out there and see to it that they got fresh horses when they get there.
All right. You got yourself a job. Oh, by the way, I ordered that station fortified. We'll have a little surprise for Winnemucca if he tries to hit it again. Be out there in the morning.
I'll be there.
Jabez? Jabez, let me in. What's happened to you? You want a drink? No, thanks. Well, I do. Little Joe, did
You ever know a fellow that killed his own father?
Oh. Oh, so that's what this is all about, huh? What, this is the way you make penance? Penance for something you didn't even do.
Didn't do, huh? Well, maybe I didn't put the arrows in his back. But I did it. Oh, I did it.
So now you sit around in this stinking room and you booze yourself senseless, and that's how you show how sorry you are. Well, whatever happened to the Jabez Ludlow who talked about riding the wind? The guy I used to know who didn't know what it was to quit.
I'm no good to anyone. I'm finished. I can't ride a horse anymore. I can't ride for the Pony Express. I can't ride for anyone. Look at my leg!
Now, the trouble's not with your leg, it's with your guts. Come on, stand up when I'm talking to you. You sit there and whine about how much you love your father. Father, is this how you prove it? The Pony Express. Their father's dream. The dream he gave his life for. That's still going on. And Jabez, it's gonna go on without you.
Well, look at me! What do you expect me to be able to do?
Well, you can still think. You can still use a gun. You can still ride well enough to go out to Indian Wells and help my brother Hoss repair it. There's a lot of things you can do, Jabez. If you just had the guts. You know, you were wrong. You didn't kill your father. But you're sure killing his memory.
Joe. When do you want me to be at Indian Wells?
As soon as we get you a cup of coffee.
Millie, Hank, flank them. Wilson, you and the rest of the fellas follow me. We'll hit them head on. Come on.
Well, looks like they're all cleared out of here. Boy, this place looks like it's been hit by a twister.
Mr. Cartwright? Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright. All time you not eat. All time you just look sad.
Listen to this house up sing. Listen to the silence of it. You Remember when we built this house I'm saying? This room was filled with so much happiness. Mrs. Cartwright, little Joe's mother, Adam, Hoss, little Joe. They filled this house. That's what it was built for. Happiness. Love. Family.
Hopsig not like silence either.
Where's it all gone?
Mr. Cartwright, I fix you some hot food. You eat. Somebody at door.
I'm Curtis Wade. I'd like to see Mr. Cartwright.
Come in, please. Mr. Cartwright inside.
Mr. Cartwright, Ben, in spite of some of the differences of opinion we've had, you've always been the best friend and supporter the Pony Express ever had.
I've tried to help.
Well, I've come to ask your help again. Pony Express is in danger of collapse, and I'm just about at the end of my rope. I'm almost through, finished. My riders are exhausted, and I haven't got enough money to pay them, let alone hire new riders. I need 10 horses at Indian Wells tomorrow morning. I haven't got 5 worth their salt. I know it, and the riders know it. The only thing that's holding the Express together is the guts of those young kids.
Sit down. I think I can give you 10, maybe a dozen horses right away, and a whole lot more by next week as soon as they're rounded up.
Well, it isn't the horses alone. That mail subsidy still hasn't come through. I need money, Cartwright. Money.
How much money?
$5,000-6,000.
I've already put most of my ready cash into the Pony Express. I've got a ranch to run. A business that's taken me years to build. If I give you what's left of my cash reserve, I'd be putting this whole place in jeopardy.
Well, I'm not used to begging, Cartwright. I came here hoping to keep the Pony Express together. It may have been easy for Charles Ludlow to lick your boots, but not for me. All right, you got what you wanted. I'm finished.
Wade, I told you how hard it was for me to give you that money. I didn't say I wouldn't give it to you. I've got 2 sons working for the Pony Express. There's $5,000 in here. You can have that, and the horses and the remuda.
Ben, I know I'm not another Charles Ludlow. I can't spin words out of the air the way he could, but...
Ludlow's dead. All that remains of him is what you've kept alive. The Pony Express. Just so long as you keep faith with that. With those young fellows who lost their lives. I'll keep faith with you.
Mr. Cartwright, what brings you to town?
Oh, brought some fresh horses for the boys.
Good. And I'm waiting for my errand to ride in.
That must be him.
Aaron!
Mr. Wade, have the Paiutes given your Pony Express any trouble?
What's the name of the
before?
rider, Mr. Wade?
How fast is it going to take you?
I don't understand.
Gentlemen, please.
Please, monsieur, can I not get one uninterrupted minute? We need a good horse. S'il vous plaît.
What do you want my picture for anyway?
You're becoming famous all along the eastern seaboard, Mr. Wade. There's a lot of talk about you as a possible candidate when the National Convention convenes next month.
That's nonsense.
The Washington newspapers don't think so, Curtis.
Neither does the New York press. My publisher's betting on you to stampede the convention. You're the hero of the moment. The man on horseback.
Look, gentlemen, I have a big enough job to do right here.
That's the kind of talk that makes headlines, Mr. Wade.
And presidential candidates, eh, gentlemen? That's all for now, boys. You two, Monsieur Fontaine, Mr. Wade, and I have some private matters to discuss.
But, monsieur, when will I ever finish?
Patience, my friend. I'll see to it that you get plenty of opportunity.
Very, very regrettable. This should be done. The idea, the man on horseback.
You'll get
it should be done.
Oh, Curtis, we finally got something going. You've kept the Pony Express alive, and you're on the verge of success. But it can all be wiped out in 10 seconds. We've got a Washington lobby fighting for that mail subsidy. The mail subsidy that will keep the Pony Express going and your image high on that white horse. But lobbies cost money. Lots of money.
I've given you every cent I have.
Well, then you'll have to get more. That or just watch everything collapse.
Get more where? Winnemucca's stopping my riders, delaying schedules. He's killing men. My riders are just about beat. Their horses are dying on their feet. Since they hit Indian Wells, there have been 2 more stations deserted by their crews, leaving the supplies and the horses for the Indians. What do you expect of me?
You've got that money Ben Cartwright gave you.
That's the back pay for my riders. They haven't seen $1 in months.
Charles Ludlow weakened, and his indecision cost him everything. It cost him his dream, his reputation, his life. Now there's the Pony Express, the subsidy, and a national nomination at stake. How much does that mean to you, Wade? Now you're getting smart. This is how you stay on that big white horse.
How's it going, Wilson?
Fine, Javaz. She's all loaded and ready.
Good.
Say, where's Horse Cartwright?
Oh, he went into Virginia City to get some supplies and ammunition. He'll be back tonight. Mr. Wade had quite an idea about bringing these cannons out here, didn't he?
He sure did. Those Paiutes would think twice before they hit us again.
Fire!
What's that they're dragging?
It's a body.
Are they in range of that cannon?
I think so.
Fire at them.
Yes, sir.
Get that cannon down there. Let's go. Come on, fellas. Go on up. There it is. Set that range about 500 yards. All right. Fire.
Good shot, Wilson.
Load her up again. Danny, Joe, go after him. We'll cover you.
It's hard to tell who he is. Dragged through the sand the way he was.
It's Pat.
Hey, this Indian's still alive.
Wait a minute, Chavez. We ain't just got a Paiute here. This one's Bear Dance, Winnemucca's son.
Jones? Go tell Mr. Wade what we got here.
Yes, sir. Drag him off and tie him up.
Get him, fella.
That horse of yours make his last run.
Yesterday? What are you making a face for? Yours came in last night. There he is.
Right on the money. Good luck.
Get him.
Watch yourself! There's pipes all along the trail!
Whatever it is, I don't want to hear it.
You want to hear this. The writer just brought it in. It's from Washington. They've pigeonholed the mail subsidy in committee. And our friends in Washington don't think there's a chance in 1,000 of even getting the bill out on the floor in this session.
Why? We fought Indians in storms. We brought the mail through. But they know that if we don't get that subsidy, the Pony Express will die.
There's talk of secession in the South. Congress is engrossed with bigger matters.
What about all those stories in the magazines and newspapers?
Oh, wait. There is nothing more dead than yesterday's news. But I will say this. Looks like it took a civil war to beat you.
Nobody's going to stop me. I put too much into this.
All right. Then you've got to do something spectacular. Something that will knock the whole nation down to your feet.
Winnemucca.
Yeah, good old Winnemucca. He's already made you a famous man. He might even make you immortal. Strange, isn't it? How fate plays with a man's life.
Yeah, but how?
Well, now, you're an old Indian fighter, aren't you?
Oh, hi, Paul.
Boss?
That's 8 kegs, powder, and 400 rounds of ammunition, Billy. That ought to do it. Thank you.
Missed you, boy.
Yeah, missed you too.
How's it going?
Pretty good. We turned that relay station into a fort. I don't think old Winnemucca's gonna fool with us when he finds out what we've done.
Yeah, we got enough stuff here.
Yeah.
You see Joe?
Yeah, early this morning, but he had a noon ride into Sacramento. Paul, quit worrying about Joe. He's big enough to take care of himself.
Oh, I keep telling myself that he isn't. I guess one of these days I'm gonna believe it.
Hey, Mr. Cartwright, horse, you better get that thing loaded and get out of here. You're gonna miss all the excitement.
What excitement?
Mr. Wade just left, took all those newspaper men with him. There's gonna be a hanging. What? They got Winnemucca's son out in Indian Wells this morning. They're gonna string him up. Sure wish I could go with you. I got a doggone run in a half hour.
Winnemucca's raids have hampered, but not stopped the Pony Express. His ruthless attacks on innocent riders have not diminished our resolve, but strengthened it. And today, gentlemen, those raids are going to come to an end. The Paiute chief must claim his son's body by sundown or lose face before his tribe. So these sneak attacks will stop. We're forcing him out in the open. And as you can see, we're ready for him.
If he can pull it off, he'd be the man of the hour, won't you, Tully?
You've got Mr. Wade's word for that. A patriot's promise. Curtis Wade is a giant on horseback. You can use that phrase if you like, gentlemen.
Paiute!
Take care of her.
Get inside!
Hold it. Hold your fire, it's Little Joe!
Run for it, Cartwright. We'll cover you.
I gave Winnemucca my word I wouldn't try to get away.
You don't have to keep your word.
Winnemucca's willing to make a trade. My life for his son's. If you're willing to do that, he'll stop making his raids on the Pony Express and he'll talk peace.
I'm giving you a chance, Cartwright. Break and run. I'm hanging this Paiute.
Why didn't you hear what I said? Winnemucca's willing to talk peace.
Winnemucca's trying to trick us. Can't you see that? He doesn't want peace. He wants his son back alive. Get ready to fire. Get ready to fire. I told you I brought you out here to see a hanging and the end of Winnemucca. There it comes.
Wait!
Those rings.
No, you can't do it.
I can't give them to me.
No, you're not gonna do it!
You don't have any more guts than your old man.
Get out of here!
I gotta kill him! It's a trick! He doesn't want peace!
You mean it's you that doesn't want peace? It'll get in the way of your ambitions. Go home, boy.
I say, old man, he doesn't look much like a giant on horseback at the moment. Does he?
Cheer up, Tully. There's always another story.
Gentlemen, wait for me.
It's up to you now. Gonna keep the express going? You bet we will.
Great ideas and great enterprises don't die easily.
Not when they're built on great dreams and
great courage. The Pony Express was that kind of great dream. And the young riders who carried the mail and bound a continent together provided all the courage. I think as long as men are alive, they'll remember and tell tales of those young riders who blazed their way into the history of our nation.